Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
What's up, Internet? Corey Zamier here with a video response to Israel Pacheco on mom and pop game shops. I unfortunately do not have... I did not grow up in an area that we had any mom and pop game shops. The closest thing I had, and I kind of define this by the fact that they sold older systems. Like when PlayStation 2 was out, they were selling Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. That was Game Crazy, which was partnered with Hollywood Video back in the day. And I believe they're all pretty much out of business now. But I just remember going in there after, you know, not seeing any Super Nintendo games in a retail store for a very long time. And when they opened up, I remember walking in there and seeing like amazing games in the case, like Zombies Ate My Neighbors. This game goes for like $25 now on eBay. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. But I got this for $8 back in like 2005. And same thing with Final Fantasy III. Like, I never would have dreamed that I'd find Final Fantasy III at a retail store. I always thought that, you know, I would never own any old Super Nintendo RPGs. And back then, that was like pretty much right when I started working and earning my own money. So I spent a lot of that money at, you know, Game Crazy, buying old Super Nintendo games. And yeah, I remember they went out of business, like, unexpectedly, to me at least. So, like, I missed all their, like, going out of business sales, if they had them. Which sucks, because they had a lot of Super Nintendo games that I would love to purchase. They had, like, Illusions of Gaia. Like, basically back then I was really into RPGs, so, like, Secret of Mana, Secret of Evermore. I don't believe they had Chrono Trigger, but if they did, it was probably really expensive. They also had Final Fantasy II, but I got Final Fantasy III because back then I was hearing that Final Fantasy VI was, like, the best Final Fantasy. This was when I started hearing debates of, like, you know, Final Fantasy VI versus Final Fantasy VII, like, which one is actually the better game. But back then I always thought Final Fantasy VII was, and I still do. Besides if you don't count tactics, but yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. As my cats start fighting, that's pretty much all I have to say on mom and pop game shops. So keep it real, Internet.
You big dummy.